It was the year 2014. I was a high schooler, starting my high school life with an unbelievable amount of boredom. Most people might have the best years of their life during their high school days, but mine was simple, and nothing interesting really popped up. I guess that might have been the best fitting for me, since I myself was a boring person. No interesting hobbies, no interesting talents, no interesting love life. To be honest, I was actually a bit of a loner. Just a simple guy. Average looks. Wait, scratch that. I think I didn't even stay within the average line. The compliments I got were about how I didn't look too bad. I was the total opposite of the high school heartthrob of that time. He wasn't like your usual cool, tall, masculine type though. He was like the cute, charming, soft boy type. If he were in a BL novel, he'd definitely be an uke. Or perhaps an unexpected top. People tend to love that, and he was definitely lovable. A lot of the students had a crush on him. Even my close friend Laura had this huge crush on him, like the kind where she would keep talking about him, wanting to know where he lived, to be able to get closer to him, etc. I didn't blame her. He was quite the eccentric guy. Doesn't talk much, doesn't associate with people too much, but he had the sweetest smile. His eyes twinkled when he laughed with that beautiful voice of his, and wait, geez, I'm getting carried away. I didn't even really talk to him. It would be ridiculous to say that I also had a crush on him, but I was that ridiculous of a guy, and who could blame me either? He was 100% my type. I thought my boring high school life would remain the same like that, except for that one fateful day that still seemed like a dream to me. My friend Laura, she had something she needed to deal with, one that needed her to be absent from school. She couldn't bear the fact that she wouldn't be able to see him for that entire day, so I, as the reliable friend, promised her that I would document everything he did for that entire day at school. She was elated, full of joy. The day started off simple. He arrived, wearing a sweater like most of the students. I noted that down. I looked at the time, and noted that down too. It was going quite well, nothing much to write about. His behavior in class, whether he looked sleepy, whether he talked with his seatmates, just simple stuff. Then, afternoon break came. Our class was on the third floor of the building, next to the balcony where sunlight poured in gracefully against the cold classrooms. His seat being next to the windows meant that the warm sunlight would make his skin glow radiantly, and the soft breeze would sweep through his hair that made me want to ruffle it up. I looked at him in awe, almost forgetting to document it down in my notebook. Then, I saw him going out of the classroom. I followed immediately after, but saw him sitting on the bench outside, and there, it seemed like I forgot myself, forgetting I was a spy. At that moment, I wasn't merely a spectator. I opened my notebook and started sketching him. It was a bad drawing, of course, but I just couldn't help it. A word that would best describe the scene would be ethereal. Yes, that's what he was. I just knew that Laura would have really wanted to be in my possession, to be able to look at him in that very scene, and her eyes would be filled with nothing but awe and admiration. I was focused, way too focused on my drawing, that when I looked back up, he was staring at me. I didn't even notice it. How long has he been staring at me? He definitely caught me, didn't he? Thoughts raced through my mind, multitudes of them. I didn't know what to do. I internally hated myself, and my heart pounded rather loudly. I could feel the heat rising to my ears. I thought, fake it till you make it, then kept on drawing like my life depended on it. I could see a faint blush creeping up his face. Then he slowly looked back towards the courtyard like he did before. I was so glad. I quickly closed my notebook, put it back where I kept my stuff, and went out for lunch. The image came back to my mind of the things that just happened. I couldn't help but feel embarrassed, and my heart thumped wild like crazy. At least, everything went well. Or so I thought. When I returned to the classroom, there he was, but not at his seat. He was standing close to mine with two of his friends, and they were going through my stuff. My breath got caught in my lungs, but I didn't dare approach them. The book, the torn notebook, I left it there. They must have been searching for it. My face probably went 50 shades of red before I sprinted out of there. I was such a clumsy idiot. I backed out of the classroom hurriedly and took one last glance inside, only to see him staring at my notebook. I was dead. I wanted to run away. How was I supposed to face him now? And nobody like me? And wait, wouldn't he be creeped out? Oh no. Oh no. I didn't even know what to do. Somehow, maybe luck shined on my poor self too. I managed to get through the afternoon classes, and it was finally time to go home. I was definitely not going to write anything more for the day. Enough information. Sorry, Laura. All the students were supposed to line up before going home. Such was the norm. Each class would line up in 4 rows, and the parade master or another teacher guiding the procedure would give commands and tell us about important information. I usually stood near the front of the line, as it meant reaching classrooms faster, and he normally stood near the end of the line, so I was safe. No need to try hard to avoid him. It was time. The teacher commanded us to turn left, which was towards the north. We'd be able to leave from that side, and I could finally say goodbye to my fear, leaving it for the next day. But, for some reason, in a sea of students facing north, he decided to be the only one facing south. He decided to look at me. Why was he even standing next to me? Since when? Wasn't he even scared to get caught by the teachers? The commands were to be taken seriously. All the students could get punished for insincere students. But he looked at me straight in the eyes, and before his friend noticed his awkward behavior, had quickly grabbed him by the shoulders, making him do a 180-degree spin. Time seemed to slow down, and I somehow felt calm, unlike those romantic scenes in movies where your heart is supposed to flutter. It didn't just slow down, it stopped. I could see the exact moment the realization hit him that he managed to capture my full attention. The way his eyes crinkled first, then the way his lips parted into the 2D bunny grin. It wasn't a cool, calculated smile. It was raw. It was goofy. It was everything. It wasn't a movie ending. We didn't talk. But for one golden afternoon, the muse looked back at the artist.